Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of the Wanna Know Show. I am your host, Javier Perez. I am actually on location in the hotel in New Orleans. Our Cardiac Knights made a comeback and won a very tough battle against Tulane. Joining us once again, here is Kyle Nash, the student of the game.
Whoa. Video. Okay then. What's up everyone? This is Kumo Kyle Nash, the student of the game, ready to bring you the latest in UCF Knights football. Hey, you gotta love that UCF went on the road and did their thing this past Saturday against Tulane, and the UCF fans showed up in force in New Orleans, and not just because linebacker Nate Evans' family basically filled up the entirety of section 155 in the Green Waves home field. Kind of hard to call it a green wave when it's the black and gold. Anyways, so hey, listen, this game had all the stuff even the most critical of Knight fans has wanted to see pretty much throughout the entire season. Freshman quarterback Dylan Gabriel put up 59 yards rushing, a career record, by the way. Granted, he's a freshman, but yeah, a career record, by the way, leading his entire team in rushing yards on the day. Head coach Josh Heupel also made a few play calls that a lot of you cats are looking for out there. He put in 4 swing passes, though, well, more than 4 swing passes, only 4 of them were dropped by the running backs. And then DJ Mack was put in situationally, even threw a touchdown pass on one to Anthony Roberson for his first career touchdown at the tight end position, with Jake Hescock out for the game. Now, there's still plenty of people who are out there saying fire Heupel, this, that, and the other thing, but don't worry. I've ordered all of you a very special emergency vehicle. It's called a wambulance. Anyways, the upcoming war on I-4 is kind of a big deal in its own way. It's a big thing within the conference, and these two schools, UCF and USF, and whatever nicknames you folks out there in the group want to call them. But I can guarantee you that despite the alleged ease of this game on paper, UCF coaches and especially players are real amped up to get out there and perform very well for this one. And if you don't believe me, listen to Anthony Roberson right now.
It's everything, you know. The team from West Florida comes and they try to take everything away from us, and they try to be, you know, our rivals, so we got to step up on them. We need our student section there going crazy for us. This is my last game, Jordan's last game, all the team's last game in the bounce house, so we want to show out. And we need all the students there to come out there and support us.
Where's the team from?
West Florida.
It's funny because geography. Anyways, happy Thanksgiving, everyone. This is Kumo Kyle Nash, the student of the game. Find me on Twitter at the SOTG. Find me on Instagram as the same, the SOTG. Find me on Facebook as the student of the game. And check out my UCF Knights writings on sportsmediapass.com. And check out my podcast, Night Class, on their iTunes and SoundCloud accounts. Also, check out coverage you'll see on oldschool101.com for UCF and the Orlando Magic. Until next time, everyone, class dismissed.
Thanks, Kyle. And now for our weekly predictions, here's Jason Banning.
Thank you, Javier. Hi, everyone. Jason Banning back again with another set of predictions. Looking back on Tulane, that went about the way I thought it would. I predicted 38-31. The final score was 34-31. I missed a little bit on UCF's total offensive production, but I nailed the prediction for Tulane's offensive production. Very interesting. Now, finally, on to some real beef. Maybe not. It's not even Kobe's. It's not even sirloin. It's like grade E, but edible. Maybe. So, ran another set of 20 scores. Despite having USF winning 2 out of these 20 scores, it looks like a lot of the finishes are pretty much what we can expect in the range of 41-17, 44-7. One of the closer scores I have, 35-21. But I think this is a last game at home for many of the seniors, or all of the seniors, right? My one real-time prediction had a score of 49-24. I'm going to go with that as my heart prediction. 49-24. That sounds on point. I wouldn't be surprised, and I would love it if UCF goes in the 50s. There is that chance of USF playing up to UCF. That has happened in the past. But I think this is a pretty solid win for UCF. Happy Thanksgiving. Without further ado, I give it back to you.
Thanks, Jason. Yeah, I think my own preference, yeah, they started running the clock a little bit too early. Not that I would have liked to see more points or something, but I would have liked to see a little bit more aggressiveness towards the end of the game. And it's one of those things that, like, we won, and I tried, like, not to weigh in on stuff like that. Once a win is a win. But yeah, I would have liked to see a little bit more pressure. Well, fans are fans, you know. Fans, it's short for fanatic. And when you're a fanatic, you say things and you do things that may not always be the smartest or the most rational. It's all about passion. It's all in the heart. Coaching has a lot to do when it comes to creating habits. When you practice, you're creating habits. If you practice sloppy, you're creating bad habits. If you practice good, you're creating good habits. So if somebody wants to make that connection, take it all the way back there, I can see how they can feel that way. But at the end of the game, when you're on the field and you're the player and you're getting the ball thrown at you, it's like it's your responsibility to catch the ball. That's why you're on the field. Yeah, there was quite a few drop passes that, as I mentioned on my notes from Sunday morning, it's like that would have put the DG career day. As far as the bench Gabriel haters, I have no idea what haters of what are there or not. It's like, the kid's amazing. He's having an amazing season. Sometimes it's hard to remember that he's a freshman. The future is bright with him at the helm. We're going to be just fine. Ole! Well, I don't know about 15 minutes, but see, you want your coach to be aggressive, and you want your coach to be, mindful at the same time. So it's one of those things that, like, fourth downs, if you make it, it's a great decision. If you don't make it, it's a terrible decision. So it's kind of hard to come to a decision in which we're doing it too much or we're not doing it enough. Truth be told, this isn't our strongest year as far as special teams, and that may have something to do with how many chances we're taking with fourth down. There's quite a few times that I, as many of you do, I scratch my head a little bit thinking, why did we go for it? But like I said, it's like, if we make the fourth down, it's like, oh my God, that was an amazing play. That was an amazing call. Excellent. If we don't, what is the guy doing? So I don't know that we can spend 15 minutes like talking about a subject like that. It's just, you have a 50-50 chance of making it, and thankfully the ones that we made got us the win. The unfortunate side of social media is that it lends itself to people give themselves a license to perhaps say and do things online that they wouldn't really do in a personal, in a person-to-person scenario. I think yes, like you said, we have two big groups in our fan base. The newer people that are freaking out over the fact that, oh my God, we got 3 losses or 4 losses in a year if you want to count the bowl game, and Chicken Little, the sky is falling. And you also have the people that have been here since 1979 and forward that say, it's gonna be fine. Our program right now is in better shape than many of the so-called P5 programs. Unfortunately, we don't have the benefit that they have, their conference affiliation. And I can see why some people see, look at a season like the one we're having right now, and it's maybe fear is not the right word, but it's just they're afraid that, oh, we're going to, go back into anonymity or something like that. We're going to be regarded as nothing. It's like, that is not the case at all. It's like you can't just go back to what's happening this season. You can't even go back to what happened on the 0-12 season. You got to go back to when the program decided to basically rebrand itself and put the stadium on campus, and how far we've grown since, and all the accomplishments we have as a program since that point. As I've said before, I don't like telling people what to do, how to feel, what to say, or anything like that. But I guess the one thing that I can say is, like, put yourself in the other person's shoes. If you're somebody that has that has been a fan of UCF forever, try to think for a second. It's like, how does a guy that just started college a few years ago and is not used to, like, they came in at the top, and then they're seeing this, how they must feel. And at the same time, if you're one of the newer fans that are just experiencing this for the first time, that you call adversity, and like some of us really don't, like, just put yourself in our shoes. Like there is no correct way to feel about the season, because it's feelings, it's personal. The one thing that I always ask is just be kind to each other. Like, you can disagree all you want, but there's no need to be mean towards the other person or anything like that. That's not, we're one big Knight family, and that's not the way that family is supposed to treat each other. Well, he is a freshman. Like I said, we forget he's a freshman sometimes because of how good he is. So I expect the freshman to have more trouble on the road than he does at home. I mean, there is a thing to be said about home field advantage. As a whole, you're as strong as your weakest link, and as talented as Dylan Gabriel may be. Like I said, he is the youngest member of that group, and he's trying to come in from the lowest position in the totem pole and lead a group of guys that they're about to go to the pros, or they're just graduating, etc., etc. So I can see how it has to be a bit more of a challenge for him. Once again, there is something to be said about home field advantage. How do we counteract that? Just make sure that we go to the away games and we root on them, and we show them that we have their back. And when we come home, pack Spectrum and cheer as loud as you can. Is that Mark? To be honest, you're not the first person that asked that question. The show format might change a little bit for next season. It's just, this was one of those things that, like, we felt that the group needed something like this, and I love the response that I've been getting about the show and everything. Thank you guys for the support. It's like, who knows? Maybe. I made the silly mistake of making my wife laugh as she was eating a beignet at Café du Monde, and it kind of looked like when LeBron James was about to step on the court. It was quite funny. She got powdered sugar on her hair everywhere. It was we had a really good laugh. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget this Friday we get to slay the cows at home, and tune in next week for another episode of the Wanna Know Show. Go Knights!